Guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I am not going to ramble any longer because we got to get the business. I got some shit to tell you guys. If you guys have not watched the video where I talked about Service King, y'all definitely should check that out for context. I'm going to leave that video down below in the description box. Now y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, I am fuming, I am mad, I am upset, and yeah, I'm gonna get into it. I'm going to tell you guys what I think Service King allegedly did. Now, I am going to say allegedly because I'm pretty sure they might watch this video and I do not want them to try to, hit me with a lawsuit or try to take legal action or whatnot. So we're going to say allegedly, but I do believe that Service King purposely damaged my car. And yeah, we're gonna get into it and we're gonna get into the video because I don't want to ramble. So boom. So basically, I'm gonna say about a month and a half ago, I was riding in a car with my friend Awale. If you do not know Awale, if you watch my vlogs, then you guys know Awale. We're going to go get something to eat, and then I was just gonna stop at her house and chill. When I was in her car, because Awale's AC is messed up. Like, her AC is messed up. So I guess when she got in my car, she probably felt the same feeling that like she felt when she was in her car. She told me, she was like, your AC's messed up. And I'm just like, you think so? Because I'm not really like processing it, because y'all, I'm not gonna lie, since I do not work right now, since I just work from home, I just do YouTube, I don't really drive my car like that until like nighttime. So it's very hard for me to know that my AC is messed up if I'm not really driving the car like that. So she was like, yeah, your AC's messed up. Now granted, the AC air was still blowing, but it was not blowing cold air as it usually did. So as I really started looking into the car and driving it around to see if she was right, I figured out, yeah, the AC is messed up. Now basically what the car was doing was, when the car, and I'm sorry, and y'all, this is not your typical story time. This is not, there's nothing funny about this. I am fuming. If I seem down when I tell this story time, this is not an entertaining story time at all. I'm exposing this company and they know what they did, and yeah, I'm gonna expose them. If they're not gonna fix it, I'm gonna expose them, because I do not want none of you guys to experience what I experienced with this company. And yes, I am going to tell the location down below in the description box and in the comment section, because I do not want anybody to go to this location because they did me dirty. Car basically blows air, but basically how the car works is, when I'm driving at a steady speed, it blows like the cold air, not fully cold, but like, somewhat cold. But when my car is at a standstill, basically the fan circulation does not circulate as it should, which causes the AC to just blow regular air. Like, it doesn't blow cold air at all, just regular, normal air. Yeah, I'm like, okay, so I'm like, should I take it to these mechanics that I usually take it to? But something just kept telling me like, don't take it to the mechanics that I usually take it to. Now there's these guys that I usually go to get an oil change, and also y'all, I've been very busy lately, like very, very busy. So I have not been able to actually go take it to a mechanic and and get a diagnosis on the car. Now, my mom's car ended up, her AC ended up going out completely. Like, the compressor went out, right? So we have, like I told you guys in the other story time, we have an emergency mechanic and we basically call, like in case of emergencies, to come to our house and see what's going on with our car. So my dad ended up calling our emergency mechanic guy. When he was there, my mom would call me and she was like, hey, you might as well just ask him to diagnose your AC and see what's wrong with it. Because I knew that the problems that my mom had with her AC in her car was different from the problems my car had. Because my car still blowed air, and it blowed cold air when it drove fast. But when the fan wasn't circulating, it just blowed regular air. Whereas my mom's car, her AC went out completely. Like, it was not blowing air at all, like at all. So I was like, yeah, you're right. So when the mechanic came to the house about 2 weeks ago, the mechanic came to the house, he was able to diagnose my mom's car. He did not know that we were gonna ask him to diagnose my car too, because we just kind of did it while he was there, and he wasn't able to diagnose my car because he did not have the tools to diagnose my car, because somebody stole his car and somebody stole a whole bunch of shit that was in his car, like tools that had to do with cars. So he did not have all his equipment to be able to see what was wrong with my car. He just bought an equipment for my mom's car and so forth. So he said that when he comes back the next week to fix my mom's car, he's gonna come back with his parts to see what was wrong with my car. So he ended up coming today, right? So the mechanic comes to the house, and the way my room is set up, I can see my car from my room. Like, I have 2 windows in my room. I have windows in my closet back there, and I have windows in my main room right here. So I was looking, and I seen the mechanic and my dad. They were outside. They were in my car. And, you know, I seen them. I was like, oh, okay. Then I'm going to say an hour went by. They were still, like, you know, looking in my car. And I'm just looking like, what is he looking at? Like, something was just weird. Like, what is he looking at? Because he wasn't there to fix my car today. He was just there to tell my dad the diagnosis of the car. And it don't really take mechanics that long to figure out what's wrong with your car. Like, I mean, at the very most, an hour tops, but he was there for more than an hour at that point in time. So I was just, you know, a little confused, but at the same time, I was just like, you know, it's okay. Like, you know, they'll figure it out. And then my dad would come in and he would tell me, you know, what's wrong with the car. And, you know, we could go from there, right? Dad comes in. My dad comes in and he tells me that the mechanic told him, whoever worked on the car last, they put a rag. Okay, and I know you guys don't know cars, and I don't even know cars either. So when the mechanic was explaining it to me, it took a while. Well, the mechanic didn't really explain it to me, but when he explained it to my dad and my dad explained it to me, you know, my dad had to break it down for me, and it took a while for me to understand what my dad was saying. In your car, there's basically an air filter and there's a condenser. Basically what the mechanic, because mind you, my dad said the mechanic and them, they were out there for a long time and they could not figure out what was wrong with my car. Like, he was like, I can't figure out what's wrong with her car. So the mechanic had to basically go deep inside the engine and take parts out. And there was a dirty rag just sitting in between the air filter and the condenser. And basically the mechanic took the rag out and was like, whoever worked on this girl's car puts a rag in between the air filter and the condenser, which made the AC go out. That's what he told my dad. Now, mind you, my dad had not told the mechanic nothing about the situation that I had with Service King. My dad didn't. The mechanic ain't no shit. He just knows that whoever worked on the girl's car did that. So my dad tells me that, and at that point, I'm getting, and right now while I'm telling this story, y'all, my anxiety is through the roof because I don't like people playing with me, and that's exactly what they did. They played with me, and I know for a given fact that Service King purposely messed up my AC. Now, number one, nothing was wrong with my AC for Service King to even have been in that area for them to fix my AC. So who could have done it? Who did it? Who put that rag between my car that stopped the AC from working? Who did it? And not only that, the mechanic said that the parts that they messed up, which was the air filter and the condenser, put together would be $3,000 to fix, y'all. $3,000 to fix. This mechanic is not a expensive mechanic. Now, he ain't cheap. He tell you what your price is. But this mechanic is the type where if he's saying $3,000, if I actually take it to a mechanic or a collision company, it's going to be more than $3,000. So my question is, how did the rag get there? Because I didn't take this car. Service King is the only company that I've taken my car to this year. So my question is, how did the rag get there? How did the rag get there? At this point in time, while my dad is telling me all this, he's like, I don't know what to tell you, but my dad's like, I think that Service King purposely put a rag there to stop the AC from working. And that's what the mechanic was saying too. Now, the mechanic did not say Service King did that because, like I said before, we did not tell the mechanic what happened with my car, but the mechanic said whoever worked on this girl's car put a rag there. Now, I do not know whether Service King purposely put a rag in between the AC, or I don't know if they did it on accident, but I think that Service King purposely put a rag there because nothing was wrong with my AC when I took the car to go get fixed. They did not need to touch that area. So how did a rag end up in that area? And on top of that, where the rag was stuffed on, y'all, like, where I know majority of you guys are ladies watching my videos, so you guys are not really, you know, familiar with cars. But where the rag was stuffed at, you really had to get down and dirty in the engine to stuff the rag there. So my question again is, who did it? Who did it? So y'all, at this point, I'm fuming now. At this point, I'm mad. So I end up calling Service King corporate number, right? Now, you know, they always got you talking to a machine. So I ended up getting on the phone with someone from the call center, but I didn't get on the right line, but I still ended up talking to this lady, and everything that I'm telling you guys, plus what I told you guys from the story time with the dog and everything, I told the lady. So at this point, the lady, she is like, wow. Okay. So she's like, okay, well, let me pull up your case. So she asked me, she's like, okay, so what was the number that you used when you called your insurance company and asked your insurance company to take your car to Service King? I gave them my dad's number because remember I told you guys in the last story time, my dad is who did all the paperwork and everything to get my rental and everything. That didn't pop up. So then I gave her my number because remember I told you guys I went there the second time because they did not fix what they were supposed to fix the first time. I went there the second time, and so I'm like, okay, well, maybe they put my number in the system. So I gave her my number. My number didn't pop up. So then she's like, okay, well, give me the claim number. Maybe if you give me your insurance claim number, it will pop up. I give her the insurance claim number. The case didn't pop up. So then she asks, what's your first and last name? I give her my first and my last name. Nothing popped up in the system. I gave her my dad's first and last name. Nothing popped up in the system. So at this point, I asked her, I'm like, okay, so do you guys delete files as y'all go on? And she tells me no. She said they're not supposed to delete any files. If you worked with us and you gave us a claim number, that means that stays in the system. That stays in the system forever. We're supposed to be able to pull it up. So another thing that I think Service King went to go do is I think that Service King went and deleted every single one of every evidence that I was ever there. They deleted it all because the lady said for the life of her, she could not find nothing. She could not find nothing that even stated that I previously went to that location and I got my car fixed there. Like we were on the phone for 30 minutes trying to look for my case number and she could not find it. And she said that nobody's case number expires. And if Service King worked on your car, then your case number will be in their file forever. She searched up that company's location, could not find nothing. So my question is, where's my case number? So what I think that they did was, I think that they purposely messed up my AC and deleted all files of me ever being there to make it seem like, oh, she wasn't there. Or so in case I call corporate and corporate gets to searching stuff up and searching up what happened, corporate would not have nothing to search up in the system. Now, I won't be surprised either if they deleted camera footage of them working on my car or me being there. So at this point, y'all, I'm on the phone with the lady. The lady's very helpful. You can tell she's irritated too. Like, she's mad. She's like, wow, like, I cannot believe that they would do something like that. She ends up transferring me to this other call, but the person that she transferred me to was not answering the phone. So I'm on hold for about a good 20 minutes. She ends up getting back on the phone. She ends up telling me that she gets off at 3:30. At this time, y'all, it's like 2:20, right? So she's like, I got about an hour left to get off. She said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it apparent to try to get you on the phone with these other guys from corporate to talk to them and tell them your story so we can start this up so we can find a resolution. Because now my AC is messed up because somebody was either irresponsible and accidentally put a rag there, which I highly doubt, or purposely put a rag there, and now my AC is messed up. So I said, okay, she got all my information. She got my email, everything. And she said that she was off at 3:30, but she said that the Service King Corporate Center did not close till 7 p.m. and that somebody would call me before 7 p.m. So I said, okay. At this point, y'all, I'm angry and I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a story time because the thing is, I wasn't even going to give up that location. But it's like, at this point, y'all trying to be funny, so let's be hilarious. Like, you guys went to go mess up my car's AC, and y'all think that y'all didn't do nothing wrong, and y'all trying to act like y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all went and deleted any evidence of the fact that my car was ever at y'all's location. Like, y'all really trying to be funny, so let's be hilarious. So I went to go get ready to tell you guys the story time, and I ended up getting a call. Now, when I got a call, it said Service King, but like it was an 832 number, like it was a Houston number. So initially I was like, is this the location that's calling me? Like, I don't want to speak to the location. This is the location that did what they did to me. I don't want to speak to them. I want to speak to corporate. I'm done talking to them. But I still answered because I still wanted to see what was up, right? So I answered the phone and I get on the phone with the guy, and the guy ends up telling me that they called him, but he didn't get no call. So he says, whatchamacallit, that he's returning the call and he's asking me what's the issue. Now I'm talking, and I do not know that this is the manager that I'm talking to. Now, if you guys remember the story time about the manager who slammed my door, I'm telling him the story, and he ends up like saying, yeah, I'm the manager that you dealt with. But he ends up saying like, oh, I drove you around to Home Depot to see how your car was. And I'm like, no. Like, that's not me. Because I didn't remember. I don't know if you guys remember when I took my car back to Service King the second time, the manager asked to drive my car because he wanted to see the issues that I was talking about, but I didn't drive with him. I stayed in the actual center while he drove my car around to see the issues that I was talking about. So when he started saying, oh, didn't we drive to Home Depot? I'm like, no, wrong case number. No, I'm not the one who drove with you. So he's like, oh, my bad. I work with a lot of people, so my bad. But he's like, but I know who you are. I go ahead and I tell him that the mechanic said that whoever worked on the car put a rag in between the filter and the condenser. He gets to argue with me, to my son, there is no way that anybody could put a rag in there that would not stop the AC from working. That would not stop the AC from working. I'm looking at him like, and how do you know that? Because this is a mechanic. This is not me telling you that. And then he starts saying, well, we need proof. And it just infuriated the fuck out of me, because honestly, if I'm calling corporate on Service King should not allocate my email and my problems and everything back to the people that I'm snitching on. If I call corporate, I should not be back on the phone with the people that I call corporate on. Like, why am I talking to you? So then he starts saying, well, I want to see the rag. I want to see how the rag looks. And when he starts talking about he wants to see how the rag looks, something in my head just told me like, they did some weird shit with that rag. Like, something in my head told me that I think they did some weird shit. So I asked him, I said, okay, what's the color of the rags that you guys use at Service King? Like, what's the color? So he pauses for a minute and he's like, blue? And I'm just like, blue. Okay. And mind you, I didn't tell him the color of the rag, and I'm not going to state the color of the rag in this video because this is an ongoing case and I'm not giving up until there's a resolution on my end. And ask me the color of the rag, but this is what I think happened. What I think happened is, I think that and I don't know if the manager is in on it. I'm pretty sure he is, but this is what I think happened. I think the second time that I went back and I got into the argument with the white boy, remember I told you about the ugly ass white boy that was working in the front desk, the manager, I think that they fucked up my car on purpose. Got into the accident with the dog, my AC was working. I had no issues with that AC before I got into the accident with the dog. I had no issues with that AC. So the manager's over here talking about that I need to bring my car up to Service King, the same location that messed up my shit the first time. He's talking about that I need to bring my car up there to see, to basically, so he can inspect it. And he's so persistent on me bringing the rag. Like, he's like, I want to see the rag. I want to see the rag. This is what I think that Service King went to go do. I think that Service King went to go put a different color rag there. Basically put a different color rag there to try to say, oh yeah, you see, this can't even be ours. But that's not the point of the matter. Anybody can take any old rag and stick it in between there. Remember I told you guys how I went and I fixed the alignment? Mind you, this is the same mechanic that discovered that rag. When I went to go, when he went and he fixed the alignment for me, y'all, my dad was outside. My dad does not play. My dad is not one of them people that like even when the mechanic comes to our house to fix our car, my dad doesn't go inside and wait for the mechanic to finish. No, when a mechanic comes to our house to fix the car, my dad stays outside with that mechanic from the morning to the night. My dad does not go inside at all. And if my dad goes inside, better believe the mechanic is not touching the car at the time. Because just not because my dad don't trust our mechanic. Mind you, we've been working with this mechanic for years. When I say we've been working with this guy for years, we've been working with him for years. But it's not that my dad don't trust this guy. It's just my dad he's very hands-on. Like, he wants to see what's going on. He wants to see what you're doing with the car. Like, he's intrigued. So there's no way that the mechanic that discovered the rag could have even put that shit there, because the mechanic was working on my alignments. He was not working on my AC. So the question of the matter is, how did that rag get there? The only thing that it's pointing back to is Service King. That's the only thing. And they're the only people that I got into it with. And like I said before, that mechanic's been working on our cars for years. When I say for years, I mean for years. Since I was in middle school, high school, that mechanic's been working on our car. That mechanic would not put a rag there. And if that mechanic put a rag there, he would have been like, I put a rag there. That mechanic would not put a rag there. And like I said before, my dad sits outside with the mechanic the entire time to watch everything he's doing. And my dad is very good with cars. He would have been like, hey, what's that rag doing there? So the only people that it point back to is Service King. So I am here to tell this story time. I'm not here. This is not a funny matter. I am very irritated. I'm here to expose this Service King location. Now, I will say, I do not think that all Service Kings act like this, but I will expose this location because I had too many issues with this location. Even when I told the story time the other day about this location, I was contemplating on whether I should expose the location or not. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just tell the story time just to tell it. Like, I'm not gonna expose it. Now that I see that these evil, ugly ass bastards went to go purposely mess up my AC, I'm exposing this location. If you are in the Houston area, do not go to this location. Do not shop with this location. And y'all, if you guys love me, you guys will report this location. I need you guys to please, for the life of me, I'm begging you, report this location, because they cannot get away with this. They are not slick. So mind you, before I go on my rant, so the guy, he's on the phone, and then he starts talking about that mechanic should not say nothing like that, because if he's accusing us of intentionally putting a rag there, then we can file a lawsuit on him. I'm looking at him like, you sound dumb as fuck. Like, the mechanic is stating what happened. The mechanic don't know you personally. Like, stop talking like the mechanic like the mechanic trying to put you under the bus. Like, you sound dumb. Like, you over here talking about filing a lawsuit. That man don't know you. That man did not say, let's say the manager name is Jeffrey. That man didn't say Jeffrey intentionally did ABCD. That man don't know who the fuck y'all are. All the mechanic stated was facts. He said whoever worked on this car put a rag in between the AC and the condenser. Whoever worked on the car did that. And like I stated before, because I know for a given fact they gonna try to come here talking about some, oh, well, we didn't work on the car last. You just said the mechanic worked on the car last. As I stated before, I sat outside halfway through when the mechanic fixed my car for the alignment, and so did my dad. The mechanic would not dare put a fucking rag in between the fucking air filter and the condenser. My dad watches every single thing that he does. When the mechanic fixed our car, my dad is sitting right on the other side just watching like a hawk and asking all these questions. So there's no way that the mechanic could have fucking did that. You guys who did that shit. And you guys did that shit on purpose because I got into it with you guys. So I'm here to expose this company. Then he talking about take the car in on Monday, this and that. And I went to go talk to my dad. My dad said, do not take that car back to them. I'm not taking my car nowhere around you guys. Nowhere around you guys. Because you guys are not to be trusted. You guys are not to be trusted. You guys already fucked up my car already. Why would I be a dumbass and take my car to you guys on Monday? And I was just telling him, I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna see if I could take it on Monday. Yeah, I'll call you if I take it. But I'm not taking my fucking car to that location. And then on top of that, he was so stuck on seeing that rag. He was like, yeah, we need to see that rag. I can't do anything till we see that rag. So what I think it is I think they purposely put the rag there. Then they're asking to see the rag just in case it's a different color. So they can be like, oh, we couldn't have done that because we don't use those color rags. No. Because at the end of the day, whether y'all use blue rags, green rags, red rags, orange rags, y'all can take any other rag and dip it in there. You guys are a mechanic company. Just because y'all use a set color of rags don't mean that there can't be other rags that can come into play. Don't mean that a worker can't go buy a rag and stick it in there. You guys did that shit. Like, stop playing dumb like y'all didn't do that shit. You guys are foul as fuck and God is gonna punish all of y'all. And that's the reason why you guys are in the predicament that you guys are now. That's the reason why you guys are working where you're working at now, because you guys are evil and God don't like ugly. And that's exactly what you guys are. And I'm going to continue to prosper while you guys are not going to prosper, because you guys mess with a child of God. And when you mess with a child of God, God don't like when you mess with his kids. So yeah, y'all, let me tell you guys what I do plan on doing. I do plan on calling Service King. I'm not letting this situation go until we come to a resolution. And even if the resolution is me telling you guys in the Houston area about them, so you guys can make sure not to shop with them. If you guys are in the Houston area, that's all. By all means, that's all that matters. But this is what I will have to say. I will be calling Service King on Monday corporate, and I will be telling them that I do not like how they went and transferred my call to that location. I will be reporting them. I will, like I said before, be putting their address on this video in the description box and in the comment section. Please, guys, report them if you guys can for me. I will appreciate it highly. I do not want to speak to you guys no more if you guys watch the video. Stop calling me. Everything that I said in the video is allegedly. So if you guys want to file legal action, I will countersue and file legal action against you. And number 5, where are my records that I took my car there? Why did you guys erase the records of me taking the car there? Where are the records at? The lady looked for those records for over 20 minutes, couldn't find it. Put all the claim numbers, couldn't find it. So where are the records at? Guys, what I will say to you guys as ladies is, you guys, I know we make jokes about, you know, not knowing nothing about cars. And I know we make jokes about, you know, calling our dads whenever we're in situations, or calling a male figure whenever we're in a car situation because we don't know nothing about cars or stuff like that. But y'all, it is very, 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 very diligent to understand just the basics about cars. Because you don't want to end up in a type of predicament that I am in. You don't want to end up in a type of situation where a guy, most mechanics, when they see women, they fuck women over because they think that we don't know anything about cars, and we really don't. They think that we don't know anything about cars. They think we're not, you know, educated about cars, about the way a car should run. They think all this stuff. So they tend to fuck women over because in their head, they're just like, she not even gonna know that we fucked her over. It is very imperative to get educated on just the basics of a car. Because basically what these guys did to me is they completely fucked me over because I am a woman, and they didn't care. Even outside of them putting the rag in between the filter and the condenser, the fact that they did not fix the car properly, the fact that they basically tried to make sure that the alignment didn't get approved, like, these people did not want to fix my car from the beginning. They did not want to fix my car. They didn't want to give me a rental. Like, it was a hassle. And the audacity of this man to think that I'm going to take my car back to that location after they did what they did is asinine. And what I think the manager is trying to do is, I think the manager is trying to play dumb. Like, he does not know what happened to the car. Like, he was like, if you hear him on the phone, he was like, yeah, just bring it in on Monday and, you know, we'll take a look at it. I don't know why we'll be doing that. Like, playing dumb, like he don't know why we'll be doing that. I'm not saying that the manager was in on it, but it's two things. Either the manager is in on it and he's playing dumb, or his workers went and did that shit behind his back. But either way it goes, they did it. They did it. I've never had an issue with my AC. I've never. How the hell did a rag get in between there? Then on top of that, when I tell him that a rag is in between there, he argued with me saying there's no way that could stop the AC from working though. How the fuck do you know? How do you know? If I'm telling you that I'm not telling you that I think that that's why it's not working. I'm not telling you that my dad said that's the reason it's not working. I'm telling you a mechanic is telling you that that's the reason why it's not working. So how the hell did the rag get there? And how the hell do you know that he said a rag can't stop that from? Yes, it can, because it's cutting off the circulation of the fan. Yes, it can. It can stop it from not happening. It's cutting off the circulation. You put a fucking rag in between the air filter and the condenser. Why would it not stop working? The situation is just, it irritates the hell out of me because it's annoying when you try to be a good person and you know, you just try to like, just do what you got to do and get out of there. But people like people are just so evil, and we live in a very evil world. So I'm not surprised that they did anything. I'm not going to even lie to you guys. I had a feeling that they were gonna mess up my car. I'm not even gonna lie, but I didn't think they were gonna do this type of evil shit. And the fact that it's $3,000 to fix lets me know that they knew what they were doing, and they fucked up my car in a good manner, to the point where it was gonna take a lot for me to repair this shit. So yeah, y'all, that's the ending of the story time. I don't even have anything else to say. I am going to put a little bit of the recording of what me and the lady were talking about. The lady on the phone, she was very helpful. Like, bro, who else did it? Like, come on. Like, I didn't argue with nobody but y'all. Now all of a sudden my AC is messed up. Like, come on. Come on now. Like, who else did it? Like, who else fucking did it, bro? You guys messed up my fucking AC on purpose. I won't be surprised if the workers put my car in the rag, and cameras not all over the place. Like, cameras are not all over the place, especially when they're in the back in the junkyard working on cars and shit. Camera's not there. So it's very easy. It was very easy for them to do it, and it was very easy for them to get away with it. They've gotten away with it. I'm pretty sure they've gotten away with this situation, but not this is the thing. You guys got away with this situation, but like I said, I am a child of God, and God, when I tell you guys, the way God rides behind me when people do me dirty is crazy. You guys are going to get your karma. If you guys thought that y'all were going to do something like this, and y'all thought that y'all were just going to get away with it and nothing was going to happen to you guys have life fucked up. You guys do not, if you don't believe in karma, you better believe in karma today, because you guys are going to get your karma for thinking that you guys could ever play with a bitch like me. Ever. All of y'all at that, all y'all ugly asses at that location are gonna get your karma for fucking with me, because y'all know that y'all fucked up my car. Y'all know y'all did. Yeah, y'all, like I said before, I want to remind you guys before we leave, if you guys did not hear what I said, be sure to report the location and leave reviews on the location or whatnot, so they don't nobody else gets fucked over like me. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I'm sorry that I had to come like this. This was not a video. This wasn't even a story time I planned on telling you guys today. I planned on telling you guys a completely different story time from what I planned on telling, but I had to hurry up and get this out, y'all, because I am filming, I am angry, and I want justice to be served. I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.